Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mediak. I almost said welcome back to One Piece. I don't know why. As usual, you got your boy Skylar up in the top right, and Chandler over there in the top left, and me down here at the bottom. And I feel like every single week I've been starting off saying, we have a bit of a morbid one coming up. It's because we went through Joker 2. And honestly, not as morbid as I was expecting. Still, I never want to watch the movie ever again. Skylar, keep it down, or else. Chandler, Skylar, do you guys want to talk about your Joker 2 going experiences?
Not really.
Okay, that's super
Yeah.
fair. So
Yeah.
last Thursday, me and G go see a movie about every week or every 2 weeks or something like that. So we were gonna go see a movie anyway last week, and we were getting ready to go see it, and we were lining up to go to get our tickets, and we looked at Cinemark, and it said it was 2 hours and 40 minutes, and in that singular moment, I made the executive decision that I was not going to see this fucking movie in theaters. So I went to go see a much better movie that I'll talk about at the very end of the podcast. So stay tuned if you want to hear what movie I went to go see in theaters. Instead, I decided to pirate this one, and I had a very good time watching it. Probably a much better time than in theaters. And I definitely thought that to myself multiple times during my viewing of it. Was, man, it would really suck if I just had nothing to do except sit and be this in the theater and watch it. Chandler, you had a very similar experience. In yours? Did you have someone stand up and you see their silhouette walk across the screen?
Oh, no.
I did
So
for
when I was
mine. It was
watching
at
it,
like the hour and 40 minute mark or something.
I couldn't
Wow.
tell it was a camera recording until halfway through. I
Yeah,
think it like somehow switched or
really,
something like that. But I also saw on the bottom right-hand side saying smoking
dude.
kills.
Yes, mine
You
said that
too?
too. Yeah, mine said that too. That's so funny.
Yeah.
And I think that actually kind of goes towards I'm gonna have a general statement. I'm not gonna be very secretive with how I feel about this movie this time around. I, for the majority of the movie, kind of enjoyed it for the most part. I know that sounds really weird, but I got water. I don't got soda. I'm sorry, but I don't even know where I was going with it. I mean, I don't know. I was expecting a lot worse. I was expecting a kind of like a Venom Sony level movie, and for the first like
hmm
about hour, I kind of got a pretty interesting, not very interpretative, but different movie.
hmm
Much different
hmm
than Joker, because a lot of the points I took off of Joker were the fact that nothing necessarily was wrong with that movie. Just it's not original, basically at all. It's a retelling of The King of Comedy and Taxi Driver, but this one was just different, and I really enjoyed the differentness of it compared to Joker. Uh, I was gonna say because you said the smoking thing. The first line that Joker, like Arthur Fleck, has in the entire movie after 15 minutes is "Can I have a cigarette?" And I wrote that down, and I thought that was really funny because when Skylar last week asked us what our favorite quote was, I said it was him pulling a cigarette, and I was like, "Yeah, that holds in this movie." Um, Chandler, there's an elephant in the room that we didn't mention about this movie yet, and
hmm
before we
Mm.
we even knew that this movie existed. The elephant. No, we're not mentioning that, Skylar. That's not an elephant. That's just something that's badass. Okay. The real ones know. Okay, the real ones know. That doesn't mean you can't talk. By the way.
How can you see through it? Can you see through it?
So
No.
Skylar has decided. Oh, I thought he was just gonna be a Pokemon for the entire episode and just not say any words and just be like Charizard, Charizard. That would be really funny. So before we almost had the Chandler on the podcast a while ago, before he did Pulp Fiction, because we were trying to tell him about this movie called Tick Tick Boom, and one thing he
Mm.
told me was that he hates musicals, and regardless of the quality of the musical, he just wouldn't enjoy it. So that made me curious about this one. Chandler,
hmm
was it repulsive?
I do have opinions.
Okay.
I actually, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think the music was the highlight of the movie.
Yeah, easily. And I don't mean to cut you off, but she's like connected into the internet like Skylar is. So she tells me like all of people's opinions on movies because I don't really get that very much. And she said that people universally hated this movie because of the music. And for me, I was like, this is a natural evolution of this character because he was always into stuff like that with the dancing and stuff,
Yes.
and it just seems natural that his character
Mhm,
would flow into this sort of feeling.
mhm,
My problems with the movie is that I think it's poorly written, not
mhm,
that it's a
Yeah,
musical.
mhm, mhm.
that doesn't help it either.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
definitely hurts it a lot. Chandler, you can continue with that. I'm sorry for interjecting.
No, it's cool. I really didn't write much down about this movie. It didn't make me feel a lot of things, to be honest. Not so much bad, not so much good. It
Yeah,
kind of was like
What up?
lukewarm in the middle. But I will say, I thought the music was good. I like the singing, surprisingly. I am not a musical guy,
yeah,
and unfortunately, I have to go see a musical in the next 2 weeks because I'm in a humanities class. It just has to happen. But with this movie, I kind of liked it. I still think it was. I didn't like the first film because I thought it was boring, to be honest, until that third
fair. Yeah,
act.
yeah,
And I still felt the same way. I thought this movie was boring,
yeah,
but the music was like a different take. And you, last week said that his dancing was just him accepting his identity as being
yeah,
Joker.
and expressing
And
who
I
he
really
was.
thought the music was like another segue. It was
Yeah,
just him adapting, and it was all clicking. It made
yeah.
at first when I heard it was gonna be a musical, I was like, how? Why is this movie a musical? And it made sense. That totally made sense.
Hmm. What do you think of
But
Harley? Because in my head, whenever this movie existed, my thing I thought was, this is a new adaptation. This isn't the Joker. This isn't Harley Quinn. These are just guys that happen to share the same name because they're obvious. It's not. This is not comic book based. I loved her. I thought she was
Mhm,
like probably the highlight of the movie, being this like lying, manipulative, insane person that just takes this soul that's basically, he could be this evil symbol, and she's trying to develop him into this monster, and I just loved
mhm,
watching
mhm.
him like slowly become worse because of her. It was really enjoyable and something I really wasn't expecting out of the movie.
Yeah, it's crazy that she brought herself into that psych ward,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah, I love that part
by
about it
her own
too. That
self doing.
twist.
So,
Well, that twist. Um,
mhm.
Speaking of Harley, so I wrote about a bunch of stuff down, and I'm gonna be skipping around a lot of my quotes right here because there is a very definitive. Skylar, you have said 4 words this entire podcast. You should say something really quick before I keep going.
I was gonna say you didn't ask me my experience, my thoughts
Yeah,
yet at
go
all.
ahead, bro.
That's why
Go
I'm
to
just
town.
waiting.
Go to town. I'm
Um,
sorry. Yeah, it's been
what was it?
7 minutes and
Actually
45
went and
seconds, and Skylar has not said
I
anything.
saw this movie in theaters, so I did have that. I have nothing to do but to watch this movie. So, um, I'm just gonna go to what we were recently talking about with the music. I both agree and disagree at the same time. I do like, and I do think it's natural for him to move from dancing to singing and then taking that singing class, then he starts singing more. But I think they sang way too much. Way too much.
Skylar's
If
never
they
seen a
cut it down
musical.
by like, if they do like
Yeah.
half of the amount of songs, like it kind of removes it from me as like a negative as a whole. But
Okay.
it was like it felt like every 10 minutes I was in another song and I was getting so angry at it. Um, I will also say I watched this in theaters, and I like to point that out again because I was like, oh wow, like I feel like we're a decent chunk way through the movie. Like I'm probably like 30 in. I bet something's about to happen. I looked at my phone, and I was 10 minutes into this movie. I was like, oh, I have
Dude,
never
I
had that
had one
happen
of those
before.
experiences. So the big turning point. I'll wait until you're done to go on my spiel. But I paused it after this one scene, and I was like, "Holy fuck, dude! This has to be almost over." And I was halfway, and I was like, "You're fucking kidding
Uh,
me! Like you're
yeah,
actually
yeah,
kidding me on this."
yes, exactly
Yeah,
my thought. Pretty much throughout the entire movie. I think I probably did again at that same point.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah. No, I think
yeah, because I
everyone
picked
did,
it 3
dude.
times.
Dude, every single
And
person in the universe did not like the scene I'm going to bring
um,
up.
so
Oh,
yes,
oh, okay. I know
you
what
are
you're talking
correct.
about. I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about. Oh,
I know
Yeah,
exactly the scene.
why?
that is the
Why'd they
biggest.
do
That
that?
is the biggest
Because
turning point in the that happens, and the entire movie goes off the rails. Because I honestly think my opinion up until that scene in the movie was that I think this is solidly better than the first Joker. So I'm gonna address Skylar's thing first. I agree and also disagree about the music thing. I expected it to be a musical doesn't really have any like dialogue that
I am so sorry.
that was really funny. What the hell happened? He's coughing. So I'll just keep explaining. Musicals usually are just kind of like 99% music, like the entire way through, regardless of it. So I honestly did expect. I thought this was an average about of music because it was about 70% music instead of 99% music. But some of the points that I had issues with were that it was just music, you know. In musicals, the music brings the plot along. That's what the dialogue is. While a lot of this music was literally just the songs and then dancing. The only ones that
Yes.
were different were like the ones on the stage and just a handful of plays. But occasionally we got to a song and I just was like, all right, we can wrap this up here. This movie is 2 fucking hours long. Come on, dude. Especially when he was singing on the phone at the very end, man. Like, I get that you're sad. I get that the movie is ending, but Jesus Christ, you didn't need to sing the entire fucking song. Like, come on. The Go ahead, yeah.
I just wanna go with that. Like, I think this movie would have been fine if those songs meant something. If they did
Yeah.
anything.
Well,
Other
some of
than
the
just
songs did
spend
mean
time.
something. I just wish like we got it on the first verse, you know? Like we got the meaning on
Yeah.
the first verse usually. You don't need to go for the 2 minute and 50-second song the entire time. Shut the fuck
Yes.
up. Simply
I
put.
agree so much. That is actually a fantastic way to say that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, I do not need like, if it's the first verse of a love song, I get the point. I don't
Yeah.
need the other 2 minutes
Or
to
the I'm
explain
the
the same
Joker
thing.
song. Yeah. Oh, dude, it's supposed to be a double meaning because he's the Joker. Oh my god. Dude, don't sing the whole fucking song. I get it. I get it. Even though that
Wait, I didn't
okay.
get that.
Okay, I that's a bad example because that's actually one of the better like dance moments because that's the one inside of the courtroom where he's like beating people up and stuff. I actually kind of like that one. I thought that one was pretty good. So that was a bad
That was
example of
cool.
mine. But you
Oh.
guys get what I mean. It's just like whatever. I do actually. So I have such a small negative against the movie, but I decided to write it down just because I wanted to be as nitpicky as possible. Within the first live action scene, not the beginning scene, there was a bit at Alcatraz where they're walking in and all the guards are saying hi, and someone says "Morning, sir," and then he responds with "Nothing good about it," and that is very clearly a script error because the first guy was supposed to say good morning and he just said morning, and the guy responded with nothing good about it when he never said good morning, he just said morning.
Okay. I thought I just misheard.
No, he
'Cause I was
said
like, "That doesn't
morning.
make sense." I was like, "Okay, I'm just assuming I missed the good."
No,
But,
you were
like,
right. I went back and listened to it again because I was like, I'm gonna destroy this movie for fun. That, I
That's
actually
fair.
there's not a whole lot in the beginning bit that I don't like though, which is pretty interesting. The majority of what I wrote started at that scene. Like I really have. I really enjoyed the Looney Tunes scene at the beginning. I thought that was an insanely really good recap of the last movie, while it being like an interpretive little fun art piece. And then
Yeah.
I wrote the cigarette line, "The morning, sir." I wrote, "Why did they put it in Alcatraz?" But I guess that's just a filming location thing. It's cool, I guess. And then I wrote, "Where's the prison hierarchy?" But I'll actually talk about that a little bit more. And then I wrote the big scene, and then there's like 20 things after that, dude. It just kept going worse, down and down
Bef
from that hour down. Go ahead.
before Chandler goes, I would
Yep.
like to say Lily gave up on this movie, like, halfway through. Like,
Who
straight
didn't?
up just didn't watch. She straight up just went on TikTok, like,
Oh,
on her
okay. I
phone.
thought you were gonna say
Oh,
she went
yeah.
Yeah,
to sleep
straight
or
up didn't watch
something.
the movie.
Yeah.
It was so bad to her. She was actually mad. So I'm again, I didn't clarify. I made Lily go to this movie with
Of
me.
course, yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm going with somebody. So I went with Lily, and she was mad at me the entire time for wasting her
It was
time.
$15, dude. Come on. She got
No,
popcorn.
no. She can't have popcorn.
Oh,
But
oh, sad.
so she was
Damn.
she had her own
I
popcorn.
wanted to go.
She didn't have movie theater popcorn.
Yeah.
But no, she was mad because the movie was bad and she wanted it to be good. So she was mad.
Mm.
And
Just
then
sneak
it
into
had
another
this
another
scene.
movie.
So
Yeah, I know. That's what she's saying. But Chandler, I apologize for taking up all
No,
of
you're
your
fine.
dude, I've been taking up
time.
everyone's time. That's
You
what I
had your
do on
time to
this
talk,
podcast.
so I wanted to say I was gonna see it in theaters, but then I canceled it because why not pirate it if it's a bad movie? And I already had popcorn like a week beforehand
It's also
when I
Warner
saw
Brothers
something else.
Discovery,
But
so like we don't really care if they make money, you know.
yeah,
Like
but
Todd
I
Phillips
didn't.
and Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga already got paid.
I have a minor rant.
Go ahead.
Should I wait? It's about just theaters. Should I wait until later until we get like done with our ratings?
Yeah,
I don't want to take it away.
okay, yeah. You could do.
Yeah.
We could make it a Chandler segment because I also have a lot of things to say about theaters too. So we could just
Okay.
do an entire segment about the
Hell yeah.
theater going experience at the end of the movie. Can I? I'm sorry for taking the time again, but
Yep.
I would really like to get to this scene. So, the entire time I was talking to G, I was like, I really don't get it. Like this is a fun movie. It's different. I like the musicals. I'm really enjoying this interaction between these two characters. And then the Joker wakes up in his cell to Lee being in there with him. And I thought to myself, this has to be fake. But then he literally says, "Are you real?" And she says, "Yes." And the first thing that comes to my head is, this doesn't make sense. How the fuck is she in here? Then she says, "Oh, the guards let me in." No, they didn't. Why? Even later in the movie, when we find out that she's rich, like that, what does that mean? Like that, how does that like allow her to manipulate the guards? Like she could pay them, but they never say that. Like how does she get into the cell?
She got her way so often.
Yeah, she got just through Arkham from like the minute that she lit the place on fire to the end of the movie. She just got scot-free from everything, which is crazy. That never made any sense to me. That's mistake number one of the scene. The writing, it's poor, bad, doesn't explain thing. Mistake number two is the fact that they actually showed a sex scene with the Joker inside of the movie. And God, like, why? Like, what? Like, you could have not shown any of that. The only thing that scene showed us is that homie does not last. That's the only thing that we saw within that
I was
scene.
about to say that
Other
was
than us being insanely uncomfortable by watching these two mentally insane people go to town on each other. Like,
yeah.
there's nothing. That moment, I actually paused that thing and I was like, I need to do something else for a minute. Like this has changed my life. Like I wrote down, ooh, Joker sex scene, movie drops 5 points. It is. I'm never watching this movie again. And nine of the 10 reasons is this scene. Easily.
I would also like to point out I was stuck in the theater for this.
That sucks, man.
So,
I couldn't imagine
Sorry,
listening to
Sky.
that on surround
Just
sound.
put your Charizard. Just put your Charizard thing over next time.
Dude, listening to that on surround sound must have been, dude, that must have been cursed.
it echoes in my head.
No, I bet it does. Dude. That
is so tragic.
That's so gross, dude. And the very next
battle
thing I
scars
wrote
I
is,
put
why
on
is this
for
movie so damn
Mediak.
long? It just is.
Mm.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Your next 3 points.
Huh?
Your next 3 points should all be why is this movie so
Why
long?
is this movie so damn long? And the funny thing is, we're not even at the courtroom segment yet. We just got through all of the therapy. I actually, one of the highlighted moments for me is where he's being interviewed. I actually really enjoyed that
Oh, no.
segment. What? He didn't do anything bad though. It was right before the sex scene. What?
You cut out for like a little bit.
Oh,
Like,
did I?
Just like 3 seconds. I was literally about to do RPS with Sky.
Oh,
again,
okay.
but we're chilling.
On my end,
You
I
might
was
have to
still here.
re-say that.
Okay. Well, I just I actually really enjoyed the interview segment, like where he was being interviewed for the TV show. I enjoyed that bit, including the part where he started dancing. All of it felt like real and nice.
Mhm.
I just don't know where it went. The courtroom sucked. Like everything from the halfway point to the end of the movie was terrible, except for the explosion scene into him being taken by his guys. That was the only good scene in the last hour of the movie, and that was wasted because he just went back to prison again. It was such a fucking waste of a movie, especially that last hour. I don't understand why. Like, I don't even think a lot of the scenes on alone with the court are bad. Just when they're put together, it's just like, why am I watching this? This feels like a waste of time.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
I do have
that
a
first
question.
one. Yeah.
How do you both feel about the fact at the end where he said like the Joker isn't real and essentially he like took back.
Ruined
He's
it.
like, I don't want to be the Joker.
I
Ruined
agree.
it.
I
It
agree.
ruined it ruined everything.
Although I wish it
That's
didn't end
okay.
like that. I wish there could have been a redemption where he was like, you know what? No, I still accept the Joker. Like,
Well,
was anyone expecting that explosion? Him
yes,
to like,
I was
I
expecting
felt
it.
like I was waiting for that to happen,
Me
but I was
too.
hoping it was Harley Quinn.
Me,
I thought
Me
she
it
too.
was
was
gonna be
her.
like, you know what?
I
Take
think it
that
was
back,
her.
or I'm not saving you. That sort of thing.
Oh,
It
I
never
think
happened.
I think she was the one that put the bomb there, but I don't I just it was so disappointing because the first thing I thought to myself was I don't think the way that the last movie ended, it didn't feel like they needed to have another movie of him trying to be Joker, but I did feel like the build up to him being Joker again in the courtroom was pretty natural. I was like, hey, if we're gonna have to do this again, this is the best way they could have done it. Until the guy died, and then they showed him cleaning the mask off his face, and I was like, fuck, I know where this is going now. He's gonna fucking take his stuff back. And that really pissed me off because one of my points was where's the prison hierarchy? And they were finally getting to that. At that point in the movie, they were making a hierarchy where Joker was at the point at the pinnacle. He was a symbol. Todd Phillips wrote everything so that it would make the Joker into a very satisfying character. And then at the finish line, he just stood there and said, "You know what? I don't want to finish this movie anymore." So I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That
I
that
definitely agree with you.
it was. I thought of the movie as like a 6. I was like sexing aside, I was like, it's a 7 or a 6. It's not that bad. It's a little boring. And then he said, "I'm not Joker," and I was like, man, what the fuck? Why did we watch this movie then? This,
Mm-hmm.
I kid you not, my exact thoughts. I was like, you know what? Okay, this movie not the best.
Yeah.
Not the best. Like,
Yeah.
it's whatever. Like it's just the internet overhating it because it
Yeah.
wasn't what they wanted. So like, okay, I was like, I can handle this. Like, it's a little bit much music for me, but it really doesn't deter me that much. And then that
Yeah.
happened, and I was like, I don't want to be here anymore.
I'm out. Yeah.
I was
What
like,
about
I
him?
just shouldn't have watched this movie.
Okay.
I was like,
Chandler's gonna say it. Big spoiler. No going back from here on out for the rest of the movie. If you haven't seen it,
Yeah.
sucks.
What
Go
about
ahead,
him
Chandler.
dying?
That was that was worse. That was worse. That was honestly way worse because someone told me a spoiler and I was like really upset about it. It turned out not to be true, but the entire movie I was waiting for it. The spoiler was at the end of the movie someone carves a smile into Joker's face and I was like,
I was waiting for that.
really? Oh,
I was
okay.
waiting for
I was like, well, that's stupid. I'm not a fan of that because they don't do that in every Joker adaptation, and they're only doing that because the Christopher Nolan one was so popular. So I was like unhappily anticipating that happening the entire time. And the second that guy ran up to him, I was like, oh, this is where it's going. And I was like, you know what? This movie was a shit show, like all the way through. They could have done this worse. And then he fucking stabbed him in the stomach, and I was like, well, they did it worse. They somehow fucking found a way to do that. Like, what the hell? God,
Mm-hmm.
it's so
Like-
embarrassing. It wasn't Joker. This movie was not Joker at all. And I'm not even trying to say that in like the cringe, like, oh, the Joker's a cool guy who bangs people and stuff. No, the Joker's a symbol of like evil.
Evil.
Not like cool and hype and stuff like that. He's just supposed to be this guy who's ultra like it just I don't even know. This wasn't it. It was just a bad movie.
I agree.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say that too. I really wanted to enjoy it.
I did too. I was like, okay, maybe he takes it back and then like something happens in prison and he's like, you know what? No, I'm the Joker. And like something happens like that and then redemption. And then it leads into a third movie where it's good. And then he got stabbed and I was like, this is they killed the
sucks.
franchise twice.
Yeah.
They killed the character and they killed it with the movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is insane.
Well,
Mhm.
like even whenever he was the Joker, it wasn't interesting. Like I kept thinking, like whenever he was doing the interview, like he was being his lawyer, I could see a Joker in the comics getting like into a trial and becoming his own lawyer and just saying jokes and stuff the entire time. But I could not help myself but cringe at how terrible all of the writing was for Joker's lines. It didn't feel menacing or scary.
Didn't go anywhere
or fun.
either.
It didn't. He just was like, Puddles. Really?
Puddles.
Your name is
Really, let's go,
Puddles?
Snape?
What?
Oh my god.
That's not intimidating. It's
And
just
then he didn't want
cringy.
a defense case. He's
Yeah.
like, nope, just skip to the end. I just want my, yeah,
Oh man, dude.
yeah.
It's
You're
such a
right. The writer, the director, what's his name? Todd something,
Todd
right?
Phillips, yeah.
He really did just give up.
He gave up. He gave up at
He
the
like
end.
control alt delete.
Well,
Yeah.
he had this. I this isn't gonna be shocking, but he had this big thing where he was like, I never want to direct a superhero thing again, and like someone kept asking him like, oh, is Joker gonna come back, or are we gonna make a Joker 3, or are you gonna have Joaquin Phoenix come into the DCU? And he was like, I just never want to make a movie related to a comic book character ever again. And you can like feel that
See.
energy in this movie.
Mm.
Like it's like
Mhm.
everything in it he hated about like the audience that he had. And the funny thing was like I kind of anytime they were like low IQ idiot that doesn't know what he's doing, I was like why do I feel like he's targeting the audience whenever he writes those lines or something like that or something like I don't know. I just anyone who ever was like I relate to this character, he's now calling him stupid.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's nothing no, I can't say that. I was gonna say there's nothing redeeming about the movie, but that's not even true.
There's a couple.
It's really the cinematography in it is really good for the most part. I thought that a lot of the cigarette shots really good. I even paused the movie at one point and said, "You know what? If this didn't give me cancer, I would do this in a heartbeat." Like it's so cool looking.
They had the silhouette one too. I think it was with Lady Gaga.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. That one was really
Yeah,
cool.
that
I,
one
I
I
was
like
like
the one where she inhaled
yeah,
his
that
sweat.
was
I
really
thought that
cool
was
yeah.
kind of
too.
cool.
There was a lot of really good shots in this movie. It just is poorly woven together with a shit script and
Yeah.
just bad ideas.
What I would have liked is if Joker kind of went X Games mode towards the end, like if he killed all those jail
yeah.
guards. Like
Or,
they're being
or
kind of assholes, you know? Like I wouldn't have mind like
you know what? If
that's right up
something
his alley.
happened, if something happened, that would be interesting, you know?
They didn't do
Because
anything.
they even showed that one guard who was starting to turn on to Joker's side. And they started showing that with a bunch of characters. And that's where my line at the beginning of the movie which was where's the hierarchy was starting to fizzle away because I was like they're showing the hierarchy build itself in the movie and this is really good and then nothing happened. And then nothing happened with it. What why do this build up for all of this shit and then just kill the character and do nothing? You did 2
You think
hours and 20 minutes of garbage and then ended the
yeah.
movie on just nothing. You just
I
ended
would
it.
say even worse, they did like 45 minutes of good build up for nothing. Yeah, like honestly, that was more disappointing to me.
I wasn't even
than
upset
just-
about the movie after I finished watching it. I just was like that was a waste of time. But now that I'm like sitting here and thinking and talking about it,
it was a waste of time.
it's making it so much worse.
Yeah.
It was a
It's
waste
a
of
good
time.
thing well, I apologize, Sky, but it's a good thing we didn't see it in person
Yeah.
because
I am at the beginning, I was like, you know what? Maybe this is one that like I'm not gonna regret seeing in person. And if it is bad, maybe it's gonna be like funny bad. Nope, it was bad and
It was not funny
severely
bad.
regret. Yeah,
mhm.
I
I
wish it
severely regret
was.
seeing this in theaters.
There was no Morbius.
It was no
And
more.
if there are 6 ticket sales, I was 2 of them. So I guess that's my way of giving back, I guess. But I feel like I should
This
get a
movie
refund.
cost over $200 million, which is crazy to me.
Yeah. Well, I got $16 back for me.
People think it's money laundering because there's just like nothing in this
Ow.
movie that cost money.
It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah,
It
no.
had to have been something.
All right.
I don't know what it could be.
What I want to say one thing I did like.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Kind of. It was like another reference to the comic books where Harvey Dent, you could see half of his face was like melting and yeah. So they you know,
See, here's the thing.
we
like,
knew they were gonna do that though. Once they had Harvey Dent in there, you're like, all right, let me just wait until his face is missing. So
I yes, I like that they did the attention to detail, but like the second I saw him, I thought to myself, man, I really wish this just was a movie and not a comic book movie.
Yeah.
Because like, if it wasn't the Joker and Harley Quinn and Harvey Dent, like I honestly think it would probably be a better experience just with its own original story, just being
Mhm.
by itself, standalone. Not that it would like greatly impact the movie, but at least it wouldn't hurt these character images, you know?
yeah, I didn't like Harvey Dent either.
Yeah, I thought he was a little
I-
like loser.
yeah.
He just was such a loser.
I love the one from Dark Knight. That's about it.
Everyone
but-
does.
Yeah.
All right, number time. Skylar goes
Numbers.
first.
Hold on, have Chandler go first. I haven't been going off of my notes because the second we started talking about this movie, I remember everything I hated.
Yeah,
Um,
it literally flowed in. I
Oh,
barely
found
needed
it.
my notes as well.
I gave it a 3
That's
out of
fair.
10.
Mm.
And I would like to preface the 1.5s are equally split between Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga. That
Yeah.
is like the only part that I actually
Fair.
liked.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's
After
fair.
some-
aside from the one scene.
After some consideration, I've also gone with a 3.
3 as well. It's just it's
Easy math,
solid.
you give it a 3.
the thing is, like, the entire time I was like, I want this movie to be a 7 because, like, I felt very confidently that it was about the same quality, if not a tiny bit better than Joker 1. But there was just so much at the end that is so bad that it drops it down so hard. And it's the opposite with the first one. Like, I feel like the first movie is a little meh at the beginning until the end, in which it becomes really good. Um, Disappointing. I can't believe we waited so long for this 5 years.
Mhm.
It wasn't worth it. It really wasn't.
It was not.
All right.
For once, I think the internet was actually correct.
Yeah, very rare. But
Very rare.
I'm
but
calling it right now. I guarantee in 5 years, people are gonna look back on this movie and be like, you know what?
It's not that bad.
Joker 2 Folie Deux was actually a pretty good movie.
No.
People are gonna say that. People are gonna say that. You cannot deny it. Chandler, do you want to
I
do your
will.
segment?
Oh yeah, Cinemark. I don't know if Cinemark, if other theaters are doing this like Cinemark is, but they've always had like, not really always. Whenever they've updated their theaters, they've introduced reclining seats,
Yeah.
chairs. Michael and I went to
The
go see a
motion?
movie.
The motion seats? I did not do that. Not a chance on this planet I was going to sit in those seats.
Wait, what do you mean motion seats? What's that? What's that?
The ones that like bring you up and shake your. I went to Cinemark and I went to go
No.
see. Oh,
Is that like a 4D? That's like
yeah.
a 4D one,
So
right?
I went to
No,
go see the Wild Robot. I'll spoil it a little bit. I said at the beginning I went to go see a different movie, and they had this option for like seats that you get into, and it like puts you into the movie. It like lifts you up and like shakes you around and moves you and shit. And I was like,
was
I'm
it
not
called
doing that.
D-Box?
Yeah, it was called D-Box.
Ah,
I was like, I'm not
okay,
doing that.
that answers a lot of questions. Okay, so then maybe I don't have a rant. Regardless, let me just I will continue.
Okay.
The prices are getting are really creeping up. Like I remember buying like a ticket for $10 and now it is 15 for just the same seat. But when we went to see a movie, we bought the standard seats and there's D-Box. I didn't know what that was at the time. So
D-Box
you
is the weird one. Don't ever do that.
that gave me some information. But when I was like, oh no, we don't want, I don't know what that is. Let's just get the standard. We got the seats and they wouldn't recline. And so I was thinking, did I have to buy the D-Box to get the seat
No.
so it could recline? Like, I thought they turned the electricity off because none of the seats worked. None of them.
Why?
So it's like we paid for the reclining chair
Yeah.
to not recline, and others around us were like, it was hit or miss. I'm just gonna say those were just defected.
You should have
Chairs.
like got up and
We should have,
complained.
but I
Yeah.
really thought that the D-Box was the reclining
No, the
version.
D-Box
I
is the
really thought they're
weird
like,
one,
oh, you
bro.
want the recline, you got to pay more now. Like that infuriated me, but that's not the case. So
Yeah, okay, my problem
rant
with theaters is
unnecessary.
usually people. It's not like the theaters themselves. It's usually the audience that goes. But I actually haven't had a whole terrible group of theater experiences for a while. So I have no notes on that.
Me as well. Chan, I can't say my seats reclined.
My seats
They
were
did?
fine too.
Okay.
Yeah, mine were really nice.
Well, it's just been like
Sky-
defective
Skylar
chairs.
must have
but-
been relaxing while he was going into Harley and
I
the
am
Joker.
not kidding you. I think I changed my position.
Oh my
15
gosh.
times throughout the entire
Imagine
movie.
having a
Yeah.
D-Box seat for that. Like,
Dude,
what's it
a
gonna do to
D-Box
you?
seat for the sex
What
scene,
would that?
bro.
Would that? Yeah. What?
Oh, imagine the one
gonna make it
scene where they just
immersive?
move you up and down. Oh, I
Don't
would have
even-
cringed. I actually would have walked out of the theater. I would have gone on this
Ooh, I'm
podcast
okay.
and be like, I walked up until this point and I'd left because of my seats.
I'm
I'd
okay.
be like, my
Yeah.
seats ruined it.
If that happened, I would have gone up. I'm not one to complain, especially if you buy a ticket in a movie and you
I
only
am one
watch
to
30
complain.
minutes of it. But if you get the realistic sex action in the Joker movie, dude, I'm complaining about that shit. I am going
Yeah,
to the
exactly.
office and saying I did not pay for that. Get me out of there.
Yeah. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
That was
I
terrible.
didn't like it in the movie. Definitely didn't like it in my seat.
Yeah, I
No,
didn't like that. Okay.
Yes.
I don't have very many news. I only have 2 news. There probably was more, but I didn't really go looking. I'm not. If I'm being honest, I didn't really. I only have 2 things. So the first one is that the release date for the new Daredevil season is out, and it's March 4th. So it's coming up pretty darn soon, which I'm very excited about. That show is gonna be
Confirmed
awesome.
F-bomb
hopefully.
in there, I think.
There is a confirmed F-bomb. I hope
Yes.
it's like as cool as the one that was in the Justice League movie. I'll fucking kill you. That's always
I hope
that's
it's
always
like
my
the one
favorite.
from Guardians, where with
That's
the
the
door
best
handle.
one. That is the best use of the F word ever. Open the fucking
Wait.
door.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Now what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. The other bit of news is that Blade got delayed indefinitely, and an amendment to that news, like a little asterisk to it, is that Mahershala Ali is apparently very excited about it. The fact that it was delayed. He was like,
Okay.
Good.
Good.
It's very good. We have people that have good hands on it right now. So I'm happy that it was delayed indefinitely. Because, like you said, I'm not releasing a shitty project.
Yeah, that's a good thing. At least they didn't give up hope on it. So
Well,
I'm glad that hopefully they can
Well,
work its way around.
I think
I mean, he was pretty
only
pissed
reason,
for a while.
yeah, I think the only reason why they haven't given up on it, full stop. Excuse me. Oh my god, I just downed 2 Chipotle burritos right before this. I'm having a lot of gas.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was good though. It was good. I really liked it. It made me happy. Yeah, it was one of these moments. I was like, it was good shit. But is Skylar frozen?
Yes.
He totally is, dude.
That is tragic.
Oh, Charizard, no. What was I on about? I was talking about some shit, dude.
Say Chipotle, but
What was I saying
before
before the
that,
Chipotle?
Muhammad Ali.
Oh, yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah, the only reason why they haven't.
No, I said Muhammad Ali, not Marshall. What the hell?
Dude,
oh,
the fact that oh my god, and I didn't even realize we're terrible human beings. Jesus.
Mahershala, right? That's something like that.
Ali, yeah, Mahershala
Oh
Ali.
gosh, bro.
The only
knew what I
reason
meant, though.
I did, but that's not a good thing. I'm happy. No, I'm not happy. I shouldn't. I wish I didn't. No, oh, Skylar's completely gone. Oh no, he's back.
It's okay. It's okay.
Is Skylar here?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know what happened.
That'd been so cool if
Oh,
you
he
if
just
you came
texted
back
said-
with the hood on to be like, I'm
That would have
back.
been funny, yeah. Skylar, you missed out on a pretty low moment for me and Chandler over here. It was definitely an
Yeah.
interesting.
But we caught ourselves. So
yeah,
it's
no,
like,
it's okay. Yeah.
it'd been worse if we found it on the comments.
As long as we're mad at ourselves and seek for improvement, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
The only reason they haven't canceled this project is because his name is attached to it, and that's it. That's
Mhm.
just straight up. See, you haven't missed anything, Skylar, because we've been dealing with our own problems along with you. So it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Isn't it gonna be kind of not really interesting, but he was in some of those Netflix shows.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? He was in
Yeah.
the Cage, was it?
I don't know, bro.
No. He was like an antagonist in one of those, so he's gonna have
I literally have
what
no
do they-
clue.
I forget what they call him in the Marvel universe. Like if they're a doppelganger, deviant. I don't know. I forget.
Oh,
I
Deviant.
forgot Gore.
The one from.
I don't know. It's like
I don't know. Whatever the fuck it. Who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Skylar, what have you been watching?
So
It's been over a
I
week.
have been reading One Piece.
I'm excited.
I'm currently in the middle of Act 1 of Wano.
Which is sick.
I am caught up currently on Blue Lock,
Rippy dippy.
or as some call it, Frame Lock. PNG Lock, another one.
I sent you something on
Blue
Instagram
Point.
that was a fan animated moment of a moment they just covered in the anime, and the fan looks so much better. Like it's like night and day.
It's not hard to be worse. Well, it's not hard to be better. It's a lot harder to be
Yeah,
worse.
I could imagine. Yeah.
I've watched 2 episodes of. I'm caught up on Daima as well.
I'm on episode 1. I haven't watched 2 yet.
Guy, have you watched what I think
I
you
did not
watched?
because, and I'll tell you why I didn't.
Okay.
Because I got called in to work today, and then I went to
Oh
the gym,
no.
and I had to stay over because there was more stuff that needed done than there was whenever I first walked in. So it took me longer. And then I was at the gym, and then it was busy. And then I got back, showered, ate, and then it was time to record.
What was the
So
That's
show?
fair. That's fair.
it is Hell's Paradise.
Ah,
Um,
okay.
I still have like 1 or 2 episodes left, and it's not that it's bad. It's just I haven't had time to sit down. I've been playing a lot of Sparking Zero and a lot of FIFA and occasional Fortnite, trying to do anything. But
Dude, I haven't been playing a lot of Sparking Zero this week, but holy fuck, I've been playing a lot of Fortnite. Just because, like, not out of fun, out of necessity. I'm like level 165 now. Like, I already
Dang.
have a couple of the super skins already unlocked. I just like my brain is like I need to finish this game. Like if I do this, I'm never touching this again. Like I just need to get to level 200 like now. But I haven't been playing more than I need to. I've been doing only my daily challenges every day, and that's it. But that's also
Mhm.
getting me a bunch of like the Fortnitemares quests and the weekly quests. I'm like getting levels like crazy. And now there's that horde mode, so I'm doing my dailies on horde,
Oh, nice.
the battle royale, and then also
Rocket
rocket
racing.
racing. So it's just like you level up so much. Not happy about it though. Sorry for cutting you off, Skylar. Continue.
I think that's all, actually.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
bro. He also got a Charizard costume. I don't know if you
I
guys
do
noticed
got a
that.
Charizard costume. Yeah, I'll say this because it will technically come out beforehand. I intend to wear this to the Steelers game on Monday night.
That's awesome.
What?
Tailgate and through the entire game.
I hope
Just
it's not
chill.
That's
cold,
kind of
bro.
hype. That's kind of
If
hype.
it is, I can layer up.
That's true, yeah. And you'll
No,
just be
Charizard
a
is just
beefier
warm as
Charizard,
is.
bro. You'll just be a
Yeah,
beefier
I'm wearing
Charizard. Nothing
fire.
wrong with that.
I'll be fine.
Are you putting a Steelers uni on the outside or
No, because Charizard doesn't
just
wear
rocking the
Steelers shirt.
Charizard?
Yeah, Charizard
Fair,
doesn't
fair.
wear clothes, Chandler.
What if he's just
Yeah.
like a fan though? Like, what if he's just a fan of
No.
Roethlisberger or Pickens?
He could paint
or...
a 7 on him.
No.
No, he's not. Don't paint a 7. Whoever said paint a 7 on him is you're an idiot.
Yeah, remove a Mediak medal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, find that idiot that said that.
Speaking of, I have a recommendation for the next movies. I have a recommendation.
Oh, that's crazy because me and Skylar already decided the next movie, and I have a
Oh,
feeling
really?
it's probably going to be exactly what you're going to say next.
You
Go
did.
ahead.
And I
So
do have to
he's-
say something off camera
Okay.
for a recommendation.
Oh,
Okay.
for a recommendation.
I'll explain
okay,
later.
I was
I'll
like,
explain
that's
later.
an interesting thing to say right now.
No, it's nothing bad. No, please
I
don't get that
figured so,
idea.
but that was really the way that you
Yeah.
brought it up was really funny. So,
Yeah,
is the recommendation Smile by chance?
It is, but
Yeah.
that's not the off-camera recommendation.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah.
I figured that's because Mike talked to me about it, and I was like, yeah, that'd be a good idea to
Oh,
do that.
Smile? Is he gonna be on it?
Maybe actually,
'Cause
because
he
he did
wants to go
recommend
see
it
it.
to me, so that would make sense to have him on it. It's only fair.
He-
Um,
I don't know if he wants to though. I've asked him in the past if he'd wanted to, and then I'd approached you just to see if he wanted it at first,
Right,
and
right.
he was like, I don't know if I do. So
We'll
I don't know if
see.
he wants
It-
to.
But let
I
him know
asked
that that the offer's out there because he did recommend the movies to me, and he also told me that the second one he argued with you about what the end of the movie meant. So that did make me really curious into like.
Oh, we
watching
did argue.
them.
We argued for so long. But
Yeah.
it wasn't an argument.
No,
it was
like
more
a
just
debate,
like
a debate.
I thought it was this. I thought it was that. Yeah.
No,
We went
like what
for
we
a
do on the
long
podcast. We
time.
don't get upset with
Yes.
each other. We just discuss it.
Yes.
But yeah, like that made me really interested in not only watching the movie but hearing both of your guys' opinions on what you thought
Mhm,
it happened and like how everything went.
But I will say one thing: we did have that debate because he forgot something huge about the first
Oh,
movie.
okay.
So whenever I kind of said it to him multiple times until he was like, "Oh wait,"
He got
you
it.
know.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if there really is anything to debate about. It's just we were just some
Sorry, I'm watching
miscommunication in the
Skylar,
beginning.
just going-
Oh.
just fixing his wing.
Yeah, the one on your left is like it's falling
Yeah,
backwards.
you have to do a little.
The other
I
one, it's
know,
like
I
this.
know, it was out of the box.
Guys! Tomorrow is zombies. Are you excited? I'm excited.
I am.
I'm waking up so early. Me and G are going to get Starbies at 7 a.m. I'm gonna be at my desk and ready to play at 7:30. So I'm hyped. Chandler, you don't have to be up at 7:30, man. I'm not asking that of you.
Well, I was thinking I might have to get up just to go. Like You said 8:15. I thought you
Yes.
texted me 8:15. I was like,
I
oh,
did-
that's a
I
little
did
hard to
text you
beat.
8:15.
7:30 is even worse,
No,
bro.
I'm just excited. I haven't had a map that I was excited for since D Machine, but I also wasn't very excited for D Machine because I was so worried it was going to be bad. So like, I haven't been this excited for a release of a zombie since Black Ops 4, but that one made me disappointed. So let's hope this
Mhm.
one doesn't do that.
Mhm.
Let's hope this
I'm
one makes me happy.
I'm very excited just because I get to skip class, and I've never done that for anything.
Really,
I've never skipped class for like a movie coming out, a game coming out, nothing. I've
really,
always like,
never for
yeah.
fun either.
Even if
I
like
would like to ask about
Fortnite.
Wednesday.
What?
Where were you on Wednesday at 10 a.m.?
I woke up to my alarm. I was like, "You need to get in the car." I was like, "Okay." Went right back to bed. It was on accident. Like I didn't mean to. And then when I woke up, I was like, "Oh damn."
That's funny.
Class started. So I texted you. I was like, "Bro, I'm so sorry." And then like I did go to the next class. I did get to that. It's not like I skipped the whole day, but
Right.
that was accidental. Didn't mean to do it, but I will be doing it again tomorrow.
That's hype. We love
But
to see it.
won't be sleeping in.
The reason why I haven't seen a whole lot about the maps themselves. I know that people don't like one of the maps, but I know the zombies community is a bunch of losers, so I probably feel
Yeah.
like we're gonna like the map a lot. And they're bringing back an old wonder weapon that you guys probably don't remember on that map, and then the other one. I don't know anything about it except that there's a shit ton of new zombies designs. Like there's an entire setting in the commands for arachnophobes because there's so many different like
Oh,
spider looking creatures in this new
right.
map apparently. So you can now go in and turn off the spider zombies in the arachnophobia
So what's it gonna
setting.
look like? They just
I don't
remove them
know.
entirely,
I guess
or
I
is it
don't
just
know.
like a block? It's a block now.
I don't know. I really don't know, but I'm excited for it. And because just that was my biggest disappointment with the
Charizard's
last couple
scared of
zombies. He's
spiders.
scared. He's like, no, Charizard, no, like spiders. That's hype. But yeah, Scott. See, exactly for someone like Skylar, you can just turn off the arachnophobia option and no
Mhm.
more spider zombies. But I just am excited for more. I'm excited for more zombies.
I thought you were doing this,
variety.
like the mewing, yeah, the Rizzler.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I'm excited for that. So Chandler, what have you been watching?
I've been watching a lot.
That's good.
6
Hell yeah.
things that I've written down. Tower of God. I'm caught up. I don't know like if it released an episode recently, and I just haven't caught that. But I've watched everything that it was out at the time, and I got the app so I could read what's next because I love it. I love Tower
Yeah.
of God.
I'm excited
You
to
can
start
see.
season 2.
I'm not gonna say anything about second season actually because you haven't seen it yet,
Yeah.
so I don't want to spoil, give you any hints or to what. But yeah, that's it. I'm not
What
gonna
was
say
your
anything.
opinion of the Rachel twist? Did you see it coming?
No. I don't think I knew she was gonna push him off at the end there. I
Hey,
really thought that she had.
oh, Skylar
What?
hasn't seen anything.
Oh. Sorry, Sky. Sorry. Bro, you asked me, bro. You tempted me.
I know
there.
that, but I thought
like
that you were
your
gonna be
fault.
like, I thought you were gonna be like, I didn't see it coming. Pause
Yes, okay.
statement. Yeah.
I had thought she had, a redeeming arc.
I thought something was. She gave me a weird vibe. She gave me a weird vibe the entire time.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
She felt.
It was
she
a great
felt
moment
like
though. That was one of my favorite
she was
moments in the
conflicting.
anime.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Such a
But
great
she was like
moment, yeah.
conflicting
Yeah.
person.
Well, because
Turns
it's
out maybe
tempting,
she
you know. It's
wasn't?
tempting because it's like, could you do the thing or could you get the wish? You know, like it's just,
Yeah.
it's such a good moment. It's so good.
Yeah.
That show is
Yeah.
amazing. It's such a great show.
It really is. And the second
Yeah.
show is strong. I like
Really,
it. I like
that makes me so
longer.
happy because
Longer.
I was really worried that it was gonna be bad after waiting so long. You know.
Mhm. How many? The first season has like maybe 13 episodes.
Yeah.
This one is like double that, I think.
Oh,
So
really?
it's still releasing as far as I know.
Okay.
I think.
Nice. Okay. What else?
Watched all of Hell's Paradise
Nice. Okay.
because Sky said it was good. I liked it. I liked it a lot, and I didn't know it was by Mappa. So after watching that, I looked at other stuff Mappa's made, and I knew that they did. Okay, yes, I did watch that a little bit.
Really?
I have
Interesting.
so much to say about that because
I had
it
no
was
interest
weird.
because me and G
It was
watched the
weird at
trailers
first.
and we watched 3 trailers and we thought to ourselves, what? Like it made no sense. None of the
Yeah,
trailers
it's
showed the story
weird.
at all. But then I had no interest in the show. And then I heard the story of the manga artist. Apparently he had a show about a zombie apocalypse that was turned down for being too generic. and he had another show that got turned down for being too generic. So then some author, I don't remember who it was, just told him to write freely. So he just started
That makes sense.
making crazy, stupid, disgusting designs. And then one day he was like, I'm going to merge this all together and just put it all together into one big old thing. And that kind of got me interested in it because I like seeing a bunch of weird shit. So I don't know. I do have interest in it after hearing about that.
I have to warn you though, because the first episode has something that I would never expect ever.
Really?
We're talking about high school students here.
Yep.
The protagonists are high school students, and the
Yeah.
show is extremely sexual. Extremely. Yeah. So I don't want to. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to say some lines here. Okay. This is what was stated. Someone walks up to a spirit, a ghost, and the ghost is evil, evil, evil. The ghost says, "Here, honey, you can come over here and suckle on my teats." Teats. So you know what it means. It didn't spell it out, but you know what it means.
Charizard.
And then he's like, and then the spirit's like, all I want is to bite your weenie.
Charizard.
Yes. I didn't say it quote for quote, but that's where I literally had to pause and be like, what the fuck did I just listen to? And but aside from there's some really weird things like that. But I really think that the voice acting is stunning. I think it's perfect. The girl character, she doesn't sound like an animated character at all. I feel like she's literally talking straight to me. It sounds super real, super realistic too. Just the dialogue, it's really good. It's really strong. But the show is
I
really
saw the
goofy.
transformation scene.
Very
It was
goofy.
like, I'm brimming with power, but man, I'm depressed AF.
Yeah.
He actually said AF.
Yeah,
Skyler, why does that happen to you?
I don't know.
Sky, what'd you want to
Chandler,
say?
2 questions immediately. One, there's no way you heard those lines and go, bro, that sounds so real right now. And there's 2,
No.
I want to bite
You
your
heard those lines,
weenie.
yeah,
Man,
bro,
that's
my
such a
line's
real line, dude.
It's so
It's
weird.
Such a real line.
Once you
You
said the director,
for putting those in the same sentence.
once you said
The author.
the author had could do whatever he wanted, that made 100% sense as to how weird the show is. I didn't want to finish it, but I had nothing else to watch, so I think I did. I did
There's
finish
only
it.
like 4 episodes out right now.
Yeah, there's not much. I
Yeah.
think the animation is cool. It's peculiar, but I had to look up on Reddit, does this sexuality continue? Because I can't watch it if it is, because
Yeah.
it's jarring.
I'm not a
And
fan
they
of
said,
that either.
for the most part, no. So if you can get past that first episode, and even like the girl character, I hated it. She kind of, I can't say much. I really can't say much because I don't want to spoil. Or do you guys care at this
I'm
point?
gonna wait until the show's out because, like, I don't know. I don't want to wait every week to watch a
Right,
show that
right,
eventually I'm just gonna be
right.
like, man, I can't handle this. I'm not.
Right. Then I
I'm
just
not
won't
gonna
say
do
anything.
that. Yeah,
Just wait till then. But it's
Yeah.
weird. I don't think I'm gonna finish it, honestly.
that's
What I
fair.
saw. Yeah.
Well, just the trailers.
I just don't know why it has to be so weird.
I'm not one for trailers, but like, you still there's still such thing as a good trailer. I'm making a video. I don't want to go into too much depth about it, but like, come on, man, you could do good in it. You could at least show what the movie is going to be about if you're not going to try and convince someone to do it without that, you know? I know that's vague and doesn't really make much sense, but you'll see in a couple weeks.
No, I get you. I think the only reason I got put on the show is because I saw a clip on Instagram, like a reel.
Yeah.
And it was like a fight scene. I was like, whoa, that looks kind of hype. And it was hype. That fight scene was hype. I love the animation.
Yeah.
It's so weird with some of its story elements. But besides that, let's move on.
Okay.
Dororo. Anyone heard of that? Dororo.
Yeah,
Dororo.
Dororo. Is it the one with the
Yes.
sword arms? Or is it
Yeah,
the one? Yeah, okay.
That show's kind of cool. I'm liking it so far. I'm only like 6 in, but I
Folie
like
said
it.
it's
It's very
amazing.
interesting. Yeah, it's killer. I love the concept. I really do. And it's
Yeah.
like, but yeah, I won't say much, but definitely recommend that show. I like that a lot. Smile 2.
Can't
I
say
don't
much
know
about it
what-
because we're doing it on the podcast.
Can I say how I feel about how it compares to other movies?
No.
My opinion? No. Damn.
No, sorry. We screwed you
Okay.
over for this time.
I'm so excited to talk about this movie.
Okay.
I have lots of things to say. Okay.
I was gonna say
Cat
what
Quest.
Mike told me his opinions about it, but I'm not gonna say that. Just
We
in
should
case
probably
he's
let's just wait in
honest.
general then.
Yeah,
But
just
man,
in case he's honest.
that means 2 weeks from now we gotta wait because if we were watching Smile and then Smile 2,
Yeah.
but last thing I've
He
been
got
doing
out
is
of
Cat
focus
Quest
while he
3.
thought.
Oh
Was what?
really?
Cat
Well, I was
Quest 3.
gonna say something, but still, I'm not gonna say anything more in Smile 2. Will I?
No.
No, I won't. Cat Quest 3. I finished Cat Quest 2. It took me like 7 hours to
Hell yeah.
platinum that game. Breezed through it. This game, I slightly shat on the Cat Quest 1 and 2 in the last episode. So I apologize if I did hurt anyone's feelings because I didn't mean it like that. It was just a brain dead game for me.
If your feelings get hurt from someone's opinions on a video game, you need to step out and touch some grass.
But I did say it was like for 6 to 8-year-olds.
Oh,
like, so I didn't mean that to be.
Okay, that's actually super fair. Never mind. I thought you were saying that something in the game you didn't like, and criticism of something should not offend anyone. Like if I was like, if Skylar came up to me and said, "I think the score for Tron Legacy is dog shit," if I got offended by that, then I should probably go outside because I haven't experienced a whole lot in life. Then
No, you should be upset if I didn't like your favorite score.
Okay, you're right. Fuck you. All right.
But this game, immensely better. It's actually
that's good, yeah.
Because it's pirate theme, so there's a lot of I and like they do puns though. There's so many puns because it's Cat Quest, so it's perfect per adventure. Like they just put per paw, like just weird, like it's a friendly game, and it's actually the UI is so good. It took them 2 games to do it to make it fun to play, but I'm actually having a blast with this one, and I'm paying attention to the dialogue so far.
Damn,
I don't do that.
That's a big deal. Man.
Usually, yeah.
You need to do that when you actually finally get around to playing the Outer Wilds. If you ever.
Oh
do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
If you ever do that.
Bro, I feel like my backlog is crazy right now because I want to do Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2.
Just watch the show.
And then watch the show.
It's better.
Yeah, but
it's a better version of it.
What's better, doing the show and then the game, or the game and then the show?
I think the show makes the game obsolete. Personally, like I that's probably an unpopular opinion, but I honestly don't really like the gameplay formula of those types of games where you just kind of run around and pressing square or triangle. I don't remember what the pickup button is on every item, and then shooting 5 people and then walking. And while you walk, you hear dialogue, and then you press square or triangle to pick up items, and you shoot 5 people, and then you walk and you hear dialogue. It's a very boring game, in my opinion. I know that sounds really stupid, and the best part of the game is the story, and you get the story from watching the show because the show's like a really good telling of the game. Like I just think the show makes the game obsolete.
Mm-hmm. But there's no show. Well, I guess they're working on the
second part of it of the first game.
I heard. Are they splitting that up though to multiple seasons for that?
Well, yeah, they did for the first
second season.
They did for the first one. They're not done with the first game yet.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that first season was the game. Wasn't? I haven't seen anything.
I honestly have only watched the first half of the season, and I thought to myself, "Man, this is just the game but better." And I didn't want to keep going because I already.
You already know.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that's not exactly. I guess technically I don't know that the game is obsolete now because I haven't finished the first season. Fuck, I'm a bad critic. You know what? One day we're just gonna cover The Last of Us on the podcast, and then I can say officially if it makes the game obsolete.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck. Yeah, I guess. Go ahead, Chandler.
No, that's it. That's all I had to say.
All right, so I'm gonna go through quick. I've played a little bit of Sparking Zero every day just to work myself towards the plat. I watched The Wild Robot like I talked about earlier, but I am making a video on that, so I don't want to go too in depth on that. I will say a baseline opinion of the movie, which is I think that it is either the best movie or the second best movie to come out this year so far, and I just don't see it being like anything better coming. Like looking at the lineup, there's one movie that might be better, but I don't even think it's an objectively better. I think it's just like a Zach personality. I think I might enjoy this one specific movie more than this one, but it's just not possible. Amazing. I cried twice during it. It was a really great movie. I started playing the video game Control because it is an Alan Wake prequel. I love it so far. I've only played about an hour and a half. It's really great. So it's hard for me to start video games like this because I have to make videos on them. I'm working on the Outer Wilds one, And then after that, I'm making a Sparking Zero and Black Ops 6 review. And then after that, I'm going to be making the video on Control. And then I told Kyle I'd play Ratchet and Clank. So those are the stuff that's in the pipeline. I've been playing
Rift
Fortnite.
Apart?
What?
Or Rift Apart?
No,
Which
the first
which
one.
one?
The first one.
First one, okay.
Yeah. Well, not the first one. The first one on PS4. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was like a remake or reboot
Yeah,
or
the
some
reboot. Yeah, reboot.
remaster, maybe something like that.
I've been playing a shit ton of zombies, Dokkan, Fortnite as usual. I watched a couple episodes of Kaiju Number 8. I only have 2 episodes left. I really like that show. I hope it keeps going. I like the score of it. It's fun. Bow, bow, bow. It's just it's a good score. I like it.
You like the intro?
Yeah, the intro's great. I love the outro with One Republic. It's fun hearing them. It's unexpected. And then what else am I missing? Oh yeah, I watched the first episode of Dragon Ball Daima. I got 2 things. Me and G rewatched Hubie Halloween because it is October and that is one of the best Halloween movies ever. Do you guys know what Hubie Halloween is?
Yeah.
Okay, for Chandler. So Adam Sandler made Uncut
Oh, never mind.
Gems.
That answered it for me.
Oh, okay, cool. For anyone who doesn't know, I'll do a really quick recap of the movie. Adam Sandler made Uncut Gems and said to himself, if this movie does not win an Oscar, then I'm going to make the worst movie I could possibly think of, and that is what Hubie Halloween is. And it is a fantastic, fun, bad movie. I love it so much. It means you watch it literally every year. It's amazing. It's a great movie.
Coy kept his word, though.
He did, yeah, he did keep his word. And he made probably one of the worst movies ever. In the best way possible. I honestly do think it's
I'm sure it's someone's
significantly-
favorite, though. It has to be someone,
If
right?
we're being honest here, like, it is objectively a more entertaining watch than Joker 2. Just because I have fun every time I watch it, and I watch it yearly. I'm not going to watch this movie ever again. Like, ever again. And just
Does that
because...
mean it should get a 1 or like a 0?
Well, just because Hubie Halloween, on a technical scale, might get a 0 or a 1 out of 10, the fun scale is a 10. That's all that matters, yeah. And then my final thing I watched was... I read it, actually. I started reading a new book because I finished Alan Wake not too long ago, about a week ago. This one is called One Dark Window, and it is fantastic. I'm loving it so far. If it keeps up in quality, I genuinely think it's going to end up being one of my favorite books I've read maybe in a while. I don't know. It's hard to tell because you have to let that shit age, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if it's a recency bias or whatever, but there's just like a fun motif of rhyming and a fun way that it does a bunch of these little twists, and the way that it handles the twists, like you figure it out slightly before the twist gets revealed to you, and most of the time when they reveal it, it's really satisfying. And it's a really good book so far. It reminds me of Lord of the Rings, which I am kind of cringing to say that because this is also like this first person's first book, and also Lord of the Rings is a classic. But just the originality of it and the fact that it's fantasy, and it just feels different than other things in media. I don't know if that makes sense. It's good. I like it. It's very quality book. I don't know. That's it. I'm out. I'm tapped.
That sheet.
That's all she wrote, I think. Skylar, do you got anything? He's going
Nope.
away. That's Skylar's sign. He's gonna fly back home and go to sleep probably. It's just all right. Chandler, do you have your corals out for the week?
Yep, all done.
Alrighty. All right, Skylar, put that hand to your forehead right now. All right, we'll see you guys next week with Smile 1. Goodbye. See you.